You can hear me okay. I hope you were well today. I hope you are finding peace today. Gosh, it just feels like as we get closer to this, I don't know if it's this new moon in Capricorn. I don't know. It just kind of seems like we're hitting this pinnacle or we're getting close to this pinnacle where people are, I myself find myself so tired of I people make me feel like I'm not like I'm so low. People that I care about making me feel like I'm not important, but yet they're supposedly Christians. They're supposedly, a part of God's love. How can you say that you're standing in that truth when you've treated people so badly and you don't believe that you have to apologize for it? Jesus doesn't work like that, you know. I had this lady and I had to cancel my order, and I've kind of been on the fence about whether I should keep using my cards, because I like being able to give messages. Today we have relax, angel of relaxation coming through today. Hello, summer day 1111. Love your name. Do you see 1111? I sure do. Check that out. This lady sent this to me, and I'm like, so I need to message her because I had canceled my order. This is the Ask Angels Oracle cards, and I had canceled it. I didn't quite have the finances, and she still sent it to me. So I've got to be like, I don't know if she maybe she knew that it was my birthday, but it's really sweet. She sent me like this bookmark and some stickers. Her business is here on Etsy. It's Wisely Divine on Etsy, and she does like different kind of decks and stuff. And we'll read about this relax. What message we have here? But it's just like I'm really struggling with bad communication today from people, and then I have the people that I look up to, my heroes, have they, they really have just made me feel so unloved in this lifetime. And for me to constantly have them on this pedestal, I got married at the age of 18 because I had my grandfather on this pedestal, my absentee grandfather, and he was also an absentee father. And so I had pushed my date to get married early. I was instead of waiting to get married, I felt like it was because I wanted him to be there and he was coming to my graduation. And so I went and I got married, and I was in a, I married someone I shouldn't have married. He was too, he was lazy for one. He just wanted to play video games all the time. And I was doing my thing. Like I was going to college, and then I remember trying to work a job and working really hard at that. And he didn't want to do those things. And so it's like, it's so important to align yourself with someone who's growing, Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I shouldn't have pushed myself to get married young either. It's like, but it's important it's so important for us to just really take that time to tell our kids, we're not rushing you to get, I watched a movie, I think even last night, where they were like pushing their daughter to date in the movie. And I'm like, that's would never be me. Like, I would never push my daughter to, I mean, come on, that's clearly movie. Nobody pushes their kids to get married. Hi, how are you? Oh my goodness. It's raining. Well, we got the cold front coming through here where I'm at. I think the rain's finally going. But yeah, don't push. Like, I really felt like I didn't get that talk. Like, it's so important for us to instill in our kids, that self love, that, it's focus on you and what you want to do and finding yourself, because, especially, being in through your 20s, there's no reason to rush ever. I really, like, I had my first kid at 26, and I didn't feel like I was ready yet. I felt like I was still too young. Like, it wasn't, I had my second kid in my 30s. I felt more ready for it. But, like, you have to be, it's just crazy. It's like, let's not pressure. Let's Oh man, I don't know. I'm just kind of frustrated with like communication and things, and like I felt like I haven't really taken the time for myself, and I'm 37 now, and I'm like, oh man, it catches up to you when you haven't taken the time to really kind of just do you more. Like you know, like I said, I'm a tarot. Like, I mean, tarot reader. I don't know. I also like reading. You know, I read scripture. I read the Bible. I like my devotionals. I'm not trying to use the tarot to make you feel bad. I'm trying. You know, most of the time I'm trying to be uplifting others. That's what I want to do. But I don't know where this next phase of my life is going to take me. You know, anybody else feeling frustrated with where you're at? Anybody else? How are you doing with like your work and stuff? Do you feel satisfied with that? Do you feel like you're on the right course? Oh man, I've had some health scares recently, and you know, you have to you take a look at those things too, right? What you're eating, and I feel like I'm having allergic reactions to tomato sauce, and I'm having to go gluten free because I think I might be able, you know, it's just like wow, all that's, you know, I feel like I'm allergic to stuff, and I'm having, and you know, it's funny, you look up gluten allergies, and you'll actually even have, it'll even mess with your mental too if you Google it. It's weird. I don't know. You know what people say, don't Google it, but you, you're still gonna get some, you know, you're still gonna get information. Maybe I use Google too much. I don't know. Anyway, I would like to read this card. If you'd like to listen to this relax card. It says Angel of Relaxation. And I just got this deck, and you know, it's about kind of taking care of yourself in times when you need to, and relaxing is so important. It's hard to do that sometimes when you got so much to do. I always feel like I have so much to do. I'm a Capricorn, but it's not really that. I mean, it doesn't really matter what sign you are. We all kind of feel like that, right? I mean, we all have things we do throughout the day. We got to do our laundry. We got to, you know, get our dishes done. Can't just leave those in the sink, right? Got so much to do, and it can be overwhelming at times. And that's another reason why it's so important that scripture is so important. Like there's one I had here earlier. I know I'm jumping everywhere, but it's just I've had an intense day today. I had 2 Samuel 22:3, and it says, "My God is my rock. I can run to him for safety. The Lord saves me from those who want to harm me." And it's so beautiful how that scripture can come through, and you can just feel like God's got you no matter what you're going through. And it's like, and even whenever you're dealing with those trials and you're like, you know, you're like, why is this happening to me? A lot of times it comes through for you to be reminded that he is there through that. So it's just some things that I've been learning on my little journey here. I had taken some notes here. It says, God is your safe place. Whenever you run to him, he is ready to protect you. But I'm working on my notes more. And so I was trying to just read devotionals, but like there's copyright stuff and I need to figure more about that. But I was really enjoying just being able to read from the devotional books, but I want to get in trouble, right? Nobody wants to do that. But man, like this Joyce Meyer one I was reading from, the Healing the Soul of the Woman devotional. I love that. So you can't even see it because it's too dark. But it's so good. So I need to work on taking my notes more. The scripture here is, his divine power has granted to us all things that pertain to life and godliness through the knowledge of him who called us to his own glory and excellence, by which he has granted to us his precious and very great promises. It's just it's just always, there always seems to be reminded that when you trust in his process, you know, and you take that moment and you're feeling overwhelmed, you know, and you're like, because again, you know, life is like that. Well, you know, can be overwhelming at times. Trying to get everything done, trying to do it all. But he just promises us, if you just keep trusting it. Yeah. I love that name, 1111. That's great. See, again, I would love to be able to just read this, but I need to contact her and see what she would say because I don't want to, like I said, get in trouble for copyright. But it's also taking notes, and I've got to take the time. Like again, it's also that managing of time. That time management is so important. Let's read this relax card real quick. Whenever you consciously relax, you are rejuvenated. Give yourself permission to relax and simply be. You're always connected to the infinite wisdom, healing, and inspiration of the divine. But in the busyness and chaos of life, this connection can become blocked by tension, or it may simply go unnoticed as physical distractions occupy your focus. When you consciously take the time to relax, your body, mind, and spirit all receive rejuvenation and healing. When your mind is relaxed and still, the guidance of your angels and the inner knowingness of your soul can be felt and understood. Life can be chaotic, but by relaxing and breathing, your burdens will be eased. When you are in a relaxed and present state of being, the divine beauty of your life and path are able to shine through. Right now, take a moment to simply be, relax, and breathe. Focus upon your breath and let go of thoughts. Ask yourself, what would be relaxing and rejuvenating for me? Whatever the answer to the question is for you, do it. Go for a walk in nature, prepare a meal, take a nap, meditate, work in the garden, go swimming, breathe deeply, or get a massage. Do whatever it takes for you to relax and unplug, because when you're relaxed and present, you're open to the divine guidance of the universe. You also open to your own intuition and to the guidance from your team of guides and angels. Oh, it even gives a crystal here, aquamarine, to help you relax. Anyway, here's that picture. Looks like she's chilling at a waterfall. It's angels. You can see the waterfall there. Oh, you're welcome. These messages are just as much for me as sometimes I just like there'll be something on my mind and I just want to connect. Maybe you need to relax. She's chilling by a waterfall, this angel is. I went to a waterfall yesterday for the first time actually. And that was it was not that I hadn't been to waterfalls. It was this particular waterfall. And it was really nice. It had been there, like they were showing some of the stuff, and it was called Cane Creek Falls. It's outside of Dahlonega, Georgia is where it's at. And they they have certain rules about it because they do like a lot of children's camps and stuff there. But they had been there like 100 years, and it was cool to show the picture of stuff of what they were doing, how they had dammed it up and they used it for certain things. It's huge. May need to connect with water here, like again, but it's just being present, right? Just taking that moment to focus on the breathing, because the words above upliftment can only take you so far. Sometimes you need that stillness, right? Let's see what else we got. I had a few other decks here. I wasn't sure if they were going to be any good. I may end up just selling them. I'm probably going to have to do like an Etsy or eBay. If y'all do anything like that, please let me know because I need some guidance. Humility. Allow me, divine, to always accept the right assistance. I welcome your help in every way and delight in receiving it. Wow. Being open. Maybe I should turn up the brightness of my phone. I wonder if I can do that. Yeah. Let's try that. Unfortunately, my words are backwards. As you can see, and they're praying, and then there's this owl of sight. It's beautiful. Seeing it from a higher perspective there and being open to the help that the divine may be sending you in ways that you don't expect. It's interesting. What else have we got? Right now. Stay in the present and don't get too far ahead of the flow. You'll soon trust that nothing more will come than can be handled each moment. So staying present. Again, there's the meditation showing up again. Finding ways to be more present. You may get angel answers too. Well, angelic answers, God may be coming through also. But he may be coming through in that stillness. Acceptance. Radical acceptance in the now opens the flow. So it's being accepting of what is. Wow. It's so crazy. It's like relaxing into it. Sometimes I like showing the cards, so next time I may end up doing that more. Then you can it kind of sets for a nice picture. Right action. Parigrapha literally means let everything that wants to go, go, and everything that wants to come, come. So allowing for the flow. That is awesome. Worth. You have been worthy to belong to love all along without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself. To remember that's no easy. That's not easy. Because like I said, like that's what I feel like has happened. A lot of us have felt like we had to earn that love, and no amount of trying was ever good enough. A lot of us have gone through that. Partners, family. It's interesting though because oftentimes it leads you as you are maybe not as approved for by others, right? And you might have found different ways again, to be more spiritual. Maybe you found it kind of leads you to be more isolated. Your path. Dear Lord, help me trust that there's a plan far beyond what I can see through my fears and illusions. I love that. Trusting God's plan. The help that God's trying to give you. You're being asked to be open to it, to be present, to meditate, to allow God to come in at this time. I'm hoping that my phone doesn't die anytime soon, but it might be dying. I got this soul coaching deck. I'm going to see what we get in that. You may need to relax. You may need to rest because, it showed with relaxation. Courage. Wow. Having courage at this time. Let's check this out and see what it says. I wish it wasn't so dark. He's facing the storm. There's even a monster in this card too. The waves are high. Courage, having courage. What's the number on it? Number 13. That's death, transformation. Throw your shoulders back, step forward, and take a risk. Be willing to listen to your beat of your own drum. Honor your truth. Speak up for yourself. Be impeccable in all your actions. What your soul wants you to know. You have the radiant spirit of a warrior of the light. This isn't the time to be timid and pull back. Don't allow yourself to be limited by your belief system. Huh. This is the time to take action with passion and delight. Courage doesn't mean that you aren't afraid. Fearless means just that, fearless. Acknowledge that you're frightened and take action anyway. Face your anxiety and go beyond the boundaries of limited perceptions of yourself. You are a light bearer for others. Through your example, people find and act on their truth. Affirmation: I live life passionately and courageously. Wow. So having the courage at this time. It's like everything, and it's so crazy how I always come back to that wrinkle in time because it's such a good lesson. That's how she defeated the darkness, was by embracing her flaws. Because he presented this version to her, it was perfection. She goes, "Look, she's so much better than you." This is evil. Evil saying, like, I mean, the incarnate of evil in this movie, right? It's like, look how much better this version is. Like, she's perfect, she's prettier, and all this stuff, and she's like, yeah, I may be flawed, but she loved her flaws, and it's that was a big part of this full moon that happened, was really facing our shadows and embracing that part of ourselves. Not easy to do, I know, but you're being asked to go through that storm. See the lightning. It's like, take it on. Oh man, don't be afraid of it, because on the other side, we've got this delight, we've got celebration here. It's, again, because you're embracing yourself here, embracing the moon there, embracing that shadow side, that your imperfections. They're not bad. It's what makes you you, and you are specially you. You are only, there's nobody else like you. And people may have tried to make you feel like you weren't good enough for something, or nothing you ever did made you lovable, but that's not true, because to God you're always lovable. You are love. You are love. God, that's just why I want to do this so bad, is to, like, because there's so many of us making us feel like we're not good enough, but you were born good enough, because you're God's child. No matter what, no matter what, no matter who you are. Look at that communication. I got her with the hanging out with the tiger there. That is cool. It's almost like the inner child there, with strength. Tapping into your strength here, your inner child. Communication. The divine communicating to you that you're already worth it all. You don't have to earn that worth. You don't have to. I think I might read that compassion card. It's beautiful. Let's see what they say about compassion. What number is that? 12, number 12. You're a deeply compassionate being. Allow the light of your goodwill to shine to the world. Accept the care of the Creator has for you. You're loved and immensely lovable. Your soul wants you to know true compassion starts with yourself. Gently, lovingly, and unconditionally accept yourself as you are. It isn't necessary to be perfect, and there's no one that you need to please but your higher self. The more you can release judgments and negative beliefs about yourself, the more true compassion you'll have for others. Be gentle with yourself and cherish who you really are. It's time to release guilt and shame, because they no longer serve you. Forgive yourself and others. Anytime you notice a negative thought about yourself crop up, immediately replace it with a positive one. And the affirmation is, the vibration of compassion shines through my every cell. But in order to have that compassion, you have to have compassion for yourself as well. You have to forgive yourself. Those negative beliefs, you have to release them, to work on releasing them. Positive affirmations, to remind yourself that you deserve love, that you're already loved. It's like the universe is working through you. Experiencing this reality through you in this lifetime. Those lessons that you went through were not for nothing. They're meant to teach you things. And it's recognizing what you were being taught in that moment. And it wasn't just about, because when I'm trying to bend these cards, they're really stuck together. Having compassion for yourself despite the mistakes that you've made. Because we all make mistakes. It's like, asking God for forgiveness. Let's pull another one of these ask angel cards. We'll leave it out with that. Woo. It's amazing, man. Those critics, they really can do a number on you. Look at that, with acceptance showing up. But you have to live with yourself. They can't expect you to always reject yourself for their benefit. That only lasts so long. It doesn't work that way. It's crazy that people expect others to reject themselves and try to be in favor of what they want. And that can only last so long. Inevitably, that's not going to work, because you have to be accepting of you. And if you're doing something that doesn't align with you, it won't last. It never will. Connect with angels. Look at that, Archangel Haniel. Once again, we have that. If you're struggling with this, tapping into this acceptance of self, or maybe forgiving yourself, or being present, you're being asked to pray, to connect with the angels, to connect with God. Let's see what this book says. Man, people love to throw their judgments around, and it's really sad, because they don't realize how that impacts others who are perhaps just trying to live, or maybe someone's trying to uplift someone, and then they want to silence them, and they want to control maybe how you even deliver your message. And that's, you gotta learn who to disconnect from at certain times, especially people want to argue with you whenever you want to say, look, say you believe in something that you're doing, for example, and other people may say, oh, well, you're not, that's not right what you're doing, or they judge it, right? You have to be willing to say, am I going to settle for what this person wants me to do? Is that aligning with me truly, or even with what God wants you to do? Because that person isn't God. They're not God. I find that I've struggled with it quite a bit, because due to the criticism that I've had to take on. I know I've often wondered, like, why is what I do not good enough? Why am I not good enough? I mean, I shouldn't even have to do anything to be good enough. I should just be your granddaughter or your child and just be good enough. I've struggled to understand that. I've always tried to be a good child, and then to always be. It was never good enough to some of the people that I held in this high regard. It's hard to, again, to, like, because you take that to heart, the criticisms, the lack of worthiness of people, like, again, like grandparents not not loving you just because you're just because you're their grand, you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. It can really mess with people. And like, I mean, I had a step grandmother tell me I should kill myself. I mean, that's hard for me. And then for my mother to still have that relationship with that person, despite the fact anyway, and then it's okay for them to talk to me that way. It's okay for them to treat me that way. And then I'm supposed to just, I mean, it was several occurrences of them coming after me, and then I was supposed to just be okay with it. I was supposed to just, I mean, that's hard. It's not, so it's them projecting onto me what they, you know what I mean? Like that has nothing to do with me as a child of God. I was a child of God then when they came for me, and that's why I could see through them when I could see that Satan was using them, and it's crazy. And then like me even having to cut off people that I've had been friends with for almost my whole life, because I could tell that the devil was using them to make to hurt me. And yeah, it's really sad. People you care about, and it hurts you because you're like, you wonder what you could do to make, to and it's like, yeah, you just have to move forward. You really have to. It's like in God, even romantic relationships can be that way. Connect with your angels. Archangel Haniel. Your guides and angels are with you and can help you with your current situation. Although you may sometimes feel lonely, you're never alone in navigating your path through life on earth. Your guardian angels and spirit guides are always with you, and they are ready and willing to help. Consciously invite these powerful spiritual beings into your meditation space, and they will help you to further strengthen your connection. This card is a sign that yes, you have guides and angels who are with you and who can definitely help you with your current situation. But they will not interfere in your life without your permission. Remember to ask for angelic assistance. Think or say, I now call upon my highest, best, most loving guides and angels to come in and surround me, assist me in raising my vibration so that I may clearly see, hear, sense, and know your love, guidance, and assistance in my life. Help me with my current situation, help me align with my highest and greatest good, and help me to know that I am safe, loved, and protected. Thank you. It says one of the crystals that you can use to help you connect with Archangel Haniel is moonstone. So that's beautiful. Again, and prayer as well, with connecting with God and just praying, for God to just be with you in that moment. And it's never it it's like I watched this new movie, and it was so good, and it was George Clooney, and it was so good, and he had gone this whole life and he didn't spend enough time with his family. It was such a good, if y'all haven't seen it, if you look up George Clooney, it'll come up. I can't remember the name, like Jay Kelly or something. And he had let his kids down, and I burst into tears because he was wishing he could go back and he could do it again. And man, it's like life, it's like we don't want to get to that point, right, where our kids are grown and we weren't there. So it's important for us to heal what needs to be healed from the people who may have hurt us, up to this point. Whether we're talking about childhood trauma, you know, eh, again, like I'm saying, like people that I cared about had come for me. They came for me, and I mean, horrible things were said about me. Just and I was probably about 16 when they broke my heart, and it's just one of those things where people that like they'll say that they'll do it. They will. And then it's like I feel like I've dealt with so many people who have said things like, oh, you don't have it that bad. Like I've had so much projection onto me, and it's like again, that's one of the reasons why I, I have love to give, and it's just like, but I've my wounding and stuff like that has it's been a long process for me. So it's like uh, it can be tough to for me. It has been tough for me to, I guess, like socialize in some ways. It's hard on me to do that, to open myself up at times, and working. That's one of the things that I'm working on now, especially using scripture and being able to go live also to connect too. But it's not like physical, when you have someone in front of you. So, church is a way you can do that, but a lot of people, you have to, it depends on the churches, but there is a church that I'm going, my daughter's been to a few times, that it's like just getting there and being able to have more of a community is where I feel like I'm going in my next phase as I read the word more, my daily devotionals, you know, and we all have our own journey. You may find other ways to connect to other people spiritually, but finding a church when you're around other people who are also seeking God is a good way to do it. But again, you can seek God yourself, right? And again, even using certain cards like that are going to be uplifting, I don't see that to be ever a bad thing, because it's encouraging you to think about things and to remember that you are worthy. I mean, this is a beautiful card with worth here. I mean, it's reminding you that you're worthy. You have been worthy to belong to love all alone without any need to improve. You are love itself. And you can't really fortunately see this too well, but it's cool how once again we've got this tiger. It's amazing how they use those animals as such. They're such spiritual creatures. Uh, Last time I saw a tiger, and every time I've seen one, right, is in a cage. But the poor things. I always feel sorry for them. Like I think I remember one time I went and I just felt so sorry for. It was either a lion or a tiger. They were just there. You know. It's really releasing here with that acceptance card showing up, screaming at me. She's got her arms open to the universe, and then I saw like that right now card showing up. Just staying in the flow, trusting the process. Really, the more that you can learn to release, the better. It will always be so much better. I kind of want to read that acceptance card. Let's see what the book says about that. Acceptance. All right, what number? So these are 2. Acceptance is a sacred art of power. Accept your light. Embrace all parts of yourself. Wow. Allow yourself to receive the gifts of the universe. You're worthy of these blessings and so much more. What your soul wants you to know. At times, it may be difficult to fully accept yourself exactly as you are. Yet, when you don't, you deny the divine part of you, your soul. In truth, every experience that you've had, even the ones that you thought weren't good, allowed you to advance on your spiritual path. There were no wrong experiences. Everything that has occurred in your life has been part of a divine plan for your spiritual development as a soul. If only you could see yourself as those in the spirit realm do, you'd know how remarkable and wondrous you are. As you increase your acceptance, you'll help others love and unconditionally be at peace with themselves. And the more that you accept yourself, the more fulfillment you will experience. Affirmation: I unconditionally accept, cherish, and love myself just as I am. Made me think about the scene from Bridget Jones' Diary when he tells her, he goes, because, she didn't think that he liked her at all, right? Because she's a klutz. Bridget Jones is clumsy and she makes all these mistakes and she's goofy. And he goes, yeah, but despite all that, he goes, I like you just as you are. And it was one of the best lines ever, because she's not perfect, but it's okay. She doesn't have to be because she's loved. And that's what we got to remember. You always loved. It's so beautiful. Oh, beautiful deck. Beautiful deck. This is the Soul Coaching Oracle cards by Denise Lynn. Soul Coaching Oracle cards. Beautiful. I'm glad. I'm glad that I'm able to use them. I was worried. But yeah, have the courage to accept yourself. Embrace who you are. Get her holding on to that moon. It's like embracing the light, the dark, all of it. Love it. This is great. Yeah, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid if in those moments when you need it. Curious about this communication card here because we've been seeing a lot of tigers showing up. This little girl. If you can see that. She's trying to talk. She's talking to this tiger. It's like she's whispering to that tiger. A lot of times, like we grew up with tigers being, kind of ruthless. And I mean, in a lot of, the Jungle Book specifically, but I mean, they dealt with tigers, right? So it's a little different, but the symbolism of them. Let me see what this says about this communication card number 11. Communicate from your heart and speak your truth without hesitation. Be willing to stand before the crowd and share from your center. This isn't the time to be shy and hesitant, but to heal through communication. You're a natural teacher. What your soul wants you to know: discretion is the better part of valor. However, sometimes it may be fear rather than discretion that keeps you from reaching out. Communication restores trust and allows you to clarify your ideas, position, and feelings. It can be healing when you share what has been withheld. Now is the time to take a risk and have the courage to speak with forthright clarity. Share any unspoken darkness that lays heavy in the heart. Even if you're afraid, declare your truth for all to hear without fear of being rejected or misunderstood. When you do this, transformation and healing can occur. Affirmation: I communicate from my heart, and love surrounds and protects me. Beautiful. Being fearless and speaking your truth and not fearing the repercussions. Goodness, clearing things up if there's something you need to clear up, especially with this new moon coming in Capricorn. It's prime energy. We also had something going on with, I'm not sure if it's still going on. I can't remember what the dates were, but it was like Mars and Venus and the sun were all hanging out. And Capricorn, I think, too. So like you're gonna have all that in there with the moon. It's a little old meeting going on in the heavens there. It's a good time to clear things up, especially with this new year coming. We haven't got to the Chinese New Year yet, but it's still, for us here, it's New Year's. And it'll also help you not bring that into the new year if there's some things that you need to clear up and let go of. Maybe you need to write some stuff out first, and then, but you need to realize that if there's something that you're struggling with that you need to work through, if you can find someone to talk to about it, to kind of go over it, therapist, preacher, someone that you trust to talk to about things. We got surrender showing up. Oh, that is so pretty. It's got a deer in the creek with the leaves. You see that? Where's that deer at? You can see her reflection. Oh, you can see it right there on the side. I wish you could see it better. My camera's not so good. And healing. That's pretty with the fairies. Oh, that's cute. It's so dark. I turned up the brightness. My phone's probably not going to last much longer, but I have the elephant coming through with power. And I always think about Ganesh, the remover of obstacles. I'm going to I think I was thinking about working on creating a deck where I put the scriptures on there, because it's not cheap to get a deck that has scripture on it. Those have worked out really well today, though. I really enjoy working with those. I swear these goddess decks are coming through. The goddess guidance oracles have really been. I want to have Egyptian goddess come through Matt the other day. That was pretty cool. Artemis, the guardian, and that's the goddess of the moon coming through. You and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. Again, the moon confirming that again, in that message coming through, there's no need to worry. I felt close connections to Artemis before, and again, then we had that deer show up a minute ago. And there's Matt coming through again. Fairness. There's justice coming through again. And they say that she was like a cosmic order of the universe. It's so crazy how she keeps coming through for me. That is so it's interesting. And we ran into someone the other day, and she actually gave us a picture from Egypt. She gave as a gift to my kid. It was pretty cool. And at the doctor, actually, it was one of the ladies there, and Olivia had said how pretty she not Olivia, Mina, sorry, had said how pretty she was, and it had just made her day. It really did. It was beautiful. My kid is also a Libra, so you have justice there. Bridget, don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. She's holding the fire there in her hand. That's who we celebrate in the spring, is Bridget. Whenever we do those spring celebrations, except for Jesus, of course, the resurrection, but a lot of the spring celebrations were centered around her. She's that flame. And also, again, we talk about the Holy Spirit and the flame, right? That eternal flame. Hathor, receptivity. We got more Egyptian stuff coming through. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. Again, being open to that receiving, however the divine wants to bring in what you need, being open and receptive to it. Compassion. I guess crazy. It really keeps going with that compassion message today. Release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. So like I was thinking about Jesus, how he just loved everyone. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. But it's also about releasing the judgments about yourself. Can you do it? Can you do it with this, are you ready to really let them go? Really let it go this time. It's so cool, the moon coming through. The moon's like, hey, we're gonna do this. It's time. I want to read this compassion card again. Another compassion card. Let's see if I can find it. It's the goddess ones. There they are. Kuan Yin is the name here. It's getting dark. Release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. Message from Kuan Yin. Gentleness is the strength behind true power, and it comes from feeding yourself with nourishing words, thoughts, deeds, intentions, all forms of food. Shield yourself from harshness by placing an intention to attract only kind and gentle life lessons and relationships. Transform harshness into gentleness by refusing to see anything but the shining light that's within each person and situation. This intention begins with your relationship with yourself. Be gentle with yourself in all ways. Be happy, be kind, be sweet, but most of all, be true to you. Release guilt and shame to heaven for healing and transmutation. Oh, that's cool. So, again, give it to God. Give the guilt, the shame to God. Give your sins. Keep your thoughts about yourself and others positive. Again, it's like positive affirmations. Avoid gossip or bad mouthing of yourself or others. Forgive yourself or another. Don't be so hard on yourself or others. Release perfectionist tendencies. The Eastern goddess Kuan Yin offers all prayers and is hears all prayers and is the essence of purity, nurturing love, and gentle power. Kuan Yin is a bodhisattva, meaning she is eligible for Buddhahood, yet she has vowed to stay near Earth until all beings are enlightened. This youthful, and beautiful goddess helps us feel compassion and mercy toward ourselves and others. She's also a protectress of women and children. She awakens musical interests and abilities as well as psychic clairvoyance. So, I don't know if you probably can't even see that because it's getting so dark. Close. But there she is with the moon behind her. Look at how it's reflecting off the thing now. I think I have another light here I can turn on. Ta-da. It's crazy because it's so aligned with what we've been saying about releasing those judgments about yourself, mistakes that you've made. It's led you to where you are now and really being able to see that and embrace that. And it's not an easy thing by no means. but you're being asked to do so. Of course, I'm in favor of movement as well to help you, not just not just sitting still and meditating, but may need to really, and may actually need even some therapy there to deal with that, being able to release those judgments. You coming to terms with that it wasn't, it's more so about other people than it is about you. You learning to just accept that and accept yourself. Let's get one more, see who comes out. True love. Guinevere, true love. That's cool. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. Is because you're praying for this that you want. You're trying to manifest a love that's worthy of you, and the universe is delivering it as you heal yourself, as you release these even negative patterns, even negative thought patterns. You try to be more closer to spirit, more aligned with yourself here. It's funny, Diana's at the bottom. Once again, we got the moon. Let's see what Guinevere says. Romance is not an outmoded concept. Almost sounds like they meant to say outmodeled. Far from it. Romance is the time-honored precept of merging with the divine as it's manifest within another human being. Romance is also playfulness, which heralds springtime, flowers, and new life. You needn't be in a partnership to evoke romance. However, you can manifest it for yourself through laughter, surrounding yourself with beauty, and indulging in luxurious treats. Romance is the life force of the universe, and it's worthwhile goal indeed. Your soulmate relationship has arrived or is soon arriving. There is renewed passion in an existing relationship. You're a very romantic person. Your romantic needs aren't being met, and you must take steps to alleviate this. So you could have a number of things occurring. Again, you could have a soulmate wanting to come in, but you may need to be more aligned in order to pull in someone that, again, is going to be more beneficial for you. And also it's and beneficial as in, helping you that love that's more aligned with you. And some of y'all are not having your romantic needs met here. And again, you need to evaluate, again, communicate. If there are problems, um, again, it's really taking a look at those things. And like those lists, that's why lists are so important. It's so important for us to just take a minute and write down what it is we need to work on and reflect what it is that we need to work on as we move forward with this new year. I feel like a lot of us are really wanting to be the best that we can be. I mean, most of the time, most of us are wanting to always be that way. That can be difficult. This Celtic triple goddess has ancient roots preceding Arthurian times, when she was known as Gwenhwyfar. In her original form, her name meant White One or White Phantom, and she was a powerful goddess invoked for both fertility and as a bridge to take the dead to the afterlife plane. During the times of Avalon, Glastonbury, and King Arthur, she became Guinevere. To become king, Arthur had to merge with or marry Gwenhwyfar, the goddess who ruled over the land. And so I can't pronounce it. It's it's Gwenhwyfar. So the HWY is like Gwen High. I'm just going to say Gwenhwyfar, became the astonishing, beautiful Guinevere, the queen bride to the new King Arthur. Legend holds that her heart really belonged to Arthur's cousin Lancelot. However, today she helps us to ensure that we enter into partnership with our true love, and she assists in keeping that love alive. Again, it's taking a look at those. Is there something wrong with the relationship? Can you heal those things? It's time to communicate clearly. If you're needing some space, it's okay to need space. I feel like, gosh, I feel like it's, you also got to analyze about, are you clinging too hard to the way you want something too? And, really learning to take a step back is so important. So we understand what is for us and what's not. What's for our benefit? What's going to help us grow? Um, sometimes we may be quick to leave a relationship or something like that, but not all of us. All right, headphones coming out. And those who are afraid of commitment, you need to take a look at people like that too. um, I feel like that's, like I said, there's a lot coming up. A lot of things that people think are strengths are going to be, like say maybe they do things, maybe they're cruel, right, or something like that, and they think that's a strength. Well, now that's, I feel like almost like the cosmic order is like the balance has to be there because there's an imbalance going on, and so it has to come back into balance. So it's not things that maybe we thought were working are not going to be working so well anymore, because we have to, that compassion is so important. And so with that lack of, say you have lack of compassion for others, or you're apathetic, that's not a strength, and people are going to keep calling that out. And if that's something that you're using, you could find yourself being called out if you lack compassion, because what it shows is what you're projecting, that lack of compassion for others, but it's actually something to do with you. God, if I could ever get things out. I'm trying. So yeah, and that's when you have more compassion for yourself and others, that allows you to call in love, because that's what, most people are trying to do. They want this relationship, or say you have a new interest and you're scared of this. You're scared to open your heart. Again, being patient, as you're like, oh, I don't want to scare this person away. This doesn't seem too good to be true. I really have these strong feelings, and it's so important to take that time. Again, journaling, writing down your thoughts, trying to meditate, trying to connect with spirit, praying, taking those moments, working out. Working out is always a good thing, especially with this. I think a lot of us are going to be thinking about our health this year. I mean, it's already like